board meeting that we all saw, we knew that this meeting was going to be a little different. You kind of started it all, but the problem was, just like every other board meeting that I have seen, the audio doesn't work. It seems like there's something intentionally is happening with the audio. We didn't hear all of what you wanted to say. This is your opportunity to tell us exactly what you wanted to say to Tiffany, to Keith Freeman, without any kind of interruptions or problems with the audio. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hannibal is Hungry YouTube channel. I have a special guest with me right now. Going to be talking to us about Tiffany Henyard, her experience with the super mayor, as people like to call her. I think ironically at this point. Also, I really want to talk to you because if anyone saw the last board meeting, the regular board meeting, and the first resident that was able to speak, we realized that as every board meeting, you can't hear anything for a while. It seems like there's something intentionally is happening with the audio. I know you had a really good speech, but we couldn't hear it. So we're going to break down a lot of what's your connection with her, the issues you've noticed with how she performs her job, the charity that she likes to claim that she has nothing a part of, but we'll get into that. And also, you'll be able to talk right now with us about what you wanted to say to her, because I'm sure she watches all these videos, and I'm sure you have a lot to say. So let's start it real quick. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your connection to Dolton, to Tiffany Henyard, to the entire situation.
All right, so my name is Vivian Allen, and I am a 34-year resident of Dolton. I grew up in the community, and I'm very well known in Dolton. I helped Tiffany Henyard with her campaign. Jason House is a good friend of mine, and he asked me to help him with the campaign. I did not know Tiffany Henyard prior to helping them with the campaign, but when Jason came to me, Jason is a good friend, and I know he's a good judge of character, so I definitely was willing to help. I am a professional. I have my master's degree in human resource management. Resource for over 12 years. I have management experience, and I have experience with hiring, firing. I have experience with unemployment, have experience with contract hiring. I have tons of HR experience. I've done generalist work. I've done sales recruiting. I've done all types of HR. When I agreed to help Jason, I actually had a full-time remote position, so it was easy for me to actually help with the campaign because I was working full-time and I was working remote, and then I had flexible schedule. So as you know, when you're working flexible hours, you can basically, at that time when I was working, I can build my own schedule because I was HR. So I didn't have to be at my computer at all of the time. So again, Jason and Tiffany, they came to me with an opportunity. And the opportunity was that Tiffany said that Dolton didn't have an HR for 2.5 years. And she knew that because she was already planning a strategy to build her own team. Her dream was that she was going to bridge the gap for the communities, meaning that she wanted to bridge the gap for Calumet City and for Harvey and Dolton, all as one. And she wanted to build a dream of that. And it was a good vision because we all know Tiffany as a good trustee. Now, if you see the videos of Tiffany as a trustee, she's nothing like that as a mayor. Because if you watch all of the videos that Tiffany has done as a trustee, she is doing the complete opposite of what she's doing as a mayor. Tiffany will not give us any receipts. That's all we want are the receipts. And she would not. She is very defiant on giving us receipts. As an educated professional, that's what we need, the budget. Like me, if I would have came in there when they offered me the position, I actually created a document for the village of Dolton. I still have it in my email. I did an interview with Dorothy Brown. Dorothy Brown actually called me at 7 p.m. I had to do an interview the day before I was going out of town. And I thought she was just calling me to talk about the campaign trail and what we was going to do next. But she actually called me and went over the document because I created a process plan. And the process, it had the whole strategic outline of everything that needed to be done in the village of Dolton, because Tiffany told me that they didn't have HR for 2.5 years. So since they didn't have HR for 2.5 years, I built out a process, and I have it in my email. So Ms. Brown went over it from top to bottom. So
and just to interrupt you real quick, sorry about that. So everyone knows, Dorothy Brown was the former village administrator
absolutely
Keith Freeman's current
That's
position,
and she
which
wasn't
if
even
there's
completely in that role yet because Tiffany wasn't actually inaugurated just yet.
okay, so it's kind of
So
like building the squad, trying to build the
yes,
foundation of her governance kind of
yes,
thing.
sir.
Yeah.
So she wasn't actually in that seat, but she was building her team. So when she was building her team, she wanted me to be HR. But when Tiffany figured out that I was smart, she didn't want me to be HR anymore because she knew that I knew how to balance a budget and I knew how to hire and fire. And I knew that I was not going to hire any criminals on my watch because everybody that she hired has backgrounds. And
Yes.
on my process document, it shows that we're going to do everything by the book. And I'm not hiring no crooks. So therefore, everything that Tiffany is doing is the opposite of what my document showed. And I have proof of that. So therefore, I'm not a disgruntled employee. I'm a smart employee. I'm intelligent. And that's the thing that Tiffany didn't want on board. She didn't want intelligent minds. Sorry, minds on board. So like Jason House and Kiana Belcher and Brittany Norwood and Tammy Brown, she don't like people that have intelligence because people in Dalton they are intelligent. People in Dalton, when we started out in our community, we have education. That's that's the misconception. A lot of people think that the village of Dalton are people that are poor and we are not. We have intelligence. The thing about it is she deal with a lot of people in Harvey. Harvey, sorry to say, is full of laborers. Harvey is not full of educated people. Dalton is full of educated people. Therefore, we use our brains. And Tiffany don't use her brain. Tiffany is not from Dalton. She didn't grow here. She flew here.
Okay, because she likes to talk about that. So it's a good thing to kind of to bring up because she likes to say all the people who are criticizing her or the people who are coming in, like the same model, like they flew here. They didn't come from here. So explain a little bit to the people who may not know, because we kind of trying to break down a lot of her lies, the things that she is saying to promote herself. So tell me a little about her background as far as you know with her in Dolton.
In my opinion, and I never met Tiffany until the campaign. In my opinion, Tiffany probably came to Dalton for high school. There's a difference between high school and grammar school because she didn't grow up in Dalton. She came here in high school, so she was not known in Dalton. So that's why she's talking about this restaurant row and all of that, because she came here after Dalton had been established. Dalton wasn't known for their restaurants. So all of this stuff that she's trying to implement, like the basketball court and a pool and all of that stuff, we've been had that. That's not new. That's stuff we've been had. And she grew up here, she would know that. Like we had a Kmart and all of that stuff. She's not talking about bringing back the old businesses because she don't know about the old businesses. What she's talking about is restaurants because she doesn't know how to think because all of her businesses failed. She doesn't know how to run a business.
Burger.
All she thinks is restaurants and food because that's all she likes to do is eat. That's her problem. That's all she want to do is eat. Cooper's House. Like Jason said, how many times did you go eat in one fucking setting? Excuse my language. I'm sorry. In one setting.
It's okay. And you said that you and Jason House go way back. So you guys been friends for a while.
Grade. Yeah. 5th grade. We went to Roosevelt Junior High School together. Ask her what junior high school did she go to. Ask her that one question.
Yeah.
Did she go to junior high school in Dolton, Illinois? Because we did. It's verifiable. District 148. So did my kids. Ask her where her kids went to school at. Because she didn't grow here.
So going back to her ability to be a trustee, how is it possible for her to be like you said, good trustee, at least for the most part? Like I saw some videos of her criticizing the mayor about not being transparent, not you giving us the packet too close to the meeting. We can't read it, we can't digest it, we don't know what we're voting for. This is not acceptable. I saw those videos as her as a trustee, and she's literally doing the opposite. Like, how do you kind of factor that in your mind?
Like I had a tumor for 20 years, and I think she has what I had because I had a personality change with my tumor. And I'm telling you, I see what I had in Tiffany, and she's talking about this mental illness bill. She needs to get her head checked because tumor is serious, and it's my non-for-profit is about tumor awareness, and I'm telling you that tumors are serious. And it is an illness that affects a lot of people. And Tiffany don't see her personality changes, but I do because I'm smart.
So you've noticed a change, or do you think
I'm seeing the same thing?
Right.
I went through the same thing, and I see it. Something's wrong in her head.
So in terms of her abilities, so all right, so you didn't notice any red flags as a trustee, but I'm sure you knew it when she started to get more power. When was the first instance when you realized we have a problem? This person is going to give us a lot of issues. Like, there was like a one
4th of
thing that you
July.
thought the first thing.
The 4th of July.
Oh, what happened?
When she overspent on the 4th of July and didn't
Mhm.
care because she felt like she was doing something big for everybody else, but we did not have that in the budget. Why would you do that? And I understand it's for the kids, but she does everything like she's a child and she does not know how to spend within the budget. And we understand that you have a daughter, but you have to think about the community, not just justice. And I understand that you love your child, but you have to understand that you put on for the community as well. And everything can't be about justice. You have to think about it.
Mhm. Makes sense.
And at the end of the day, you're making decisions for your daughter to make your daughter happy, when at the end of the day, everything that she's doing is for justice, to make justice happy, because it's not in the best interest of me, because I can't use a skating rink. What am I going to do with an ice rink? I'm disabled.
Yeah.
I'm in a wheelchair right now. So what am I going to do with the ice rink? Please tell me. Please
And
tell me
beyond
what
just
am I going
that,
to do.
and in the Christmas lights there are super expensive, but also a lot of her stuff
I couldn't
promoting.
even go see them because I was fresh out of surgery. So what am I going to do with the Christmas lights? You spend all of our tax money on Christmas lights, and I'm fresh out of surgery. So what am I going to do with all of that? And you could have just got regular basic Christmas lights for the same effect and save me some
Right.
money.
Let's talk about that.
But you still won't show me the receipts though. But I can't see my receipts on what I paid on my website. I got to go to your podcast because you got me blocked on Facebook. Make it make sense.
I mean, right now I've been checking. Seems like there's still no podcast at the time of this recording. So we'll see later on. But let's kind of talk about, like you said, you going through surgery, what you're going through, your journey. Let's talk about that, because I know right now your screen is kind of dark, but it's for a reason. So let's just tell everybody exactly what you're going through in the fight, that you're still surviving. You're still doing what you gotta do. But tell us a little bit of what you're going through.
So I actually was diagnosed with meningioma stage 2, almost stage 3 tumor. It was about 80% of my brain, which is one of the largest tumors that they took out of somebody's head. I didn't know that I was going through a personality change until it was like too late. What happened was I hit a breaking point where I just like kicked everybody out of my life, because I just got like real emotional, and I just like got mad with just like the world. And only person that I was talking to was my son. And that's because my son is like my emotional connection. He's like my person. So because of that, my dad is like, me and my dad is like really close. So my dad figured it out. And my dad always had keys to my house. So my dad came over my house one day, and I had on an outfit, and I don't never wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. So when my dad came over the next day, I had on the same outfit, and I never looked in the mirror for like 6 months, and I was really sick, but I didn't know I was sick because of the tumor. And I had lost so much weight. I was down to like 140 pounds, and I'm normally like 200 pounds. And my dad called my mom and my sister, and they flew out from Georgia and Arizona. And I have another sister that lives here. And they did an intervention with me, and they told me either they was gonna take me to the crazy home, or I had to go to the hospital. And then that's when I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital on 55th, and they diagnosed me and told me that I had a brain tumor and I need to go right to Cook County Hospital. I was going to die. And my mom was like, "You're not going to wish death on my daughter." So I told my mom, I'm just going to check myself out, because at that point, I'm not in the head. So I'm not believing what they're saying, because they tell me like I'm finna die. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah. So then I was like, Mom, let me go home, and then I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll go to the hospital early in the morning, because I know my dad telling me like, I'm gonna send you to the crazy house. So I don't want to go to the crazy house, but I'm like, just let me go home and rest, because I'm having bad headaches for months and months and months. And so that's just driving me out my mind. But then I don't want to go to the crazy house, because I'm dead in my head. But then I want to lay down. So then I go to the hospital the next morning. I went to Suburban Hospital, and then they said the same thing. So they rushed me to Christ Hospital, and then Christ Hospital wound up doing an operation. And then after that operation, a month later, I caught an infection a brain infection. So I had to have another operation. Then after that operation, I caught another infection. After that infection, I lost my forehead. So I lost like this, all of this part of my forehead. So I had to be without a forehead for like 3 months. Then after that, I had a craniotomy. So I had to get a prosthetic forehead in my in place of that. So then after that, a year later, November 29th, a year after my first surgery, I found out my tumors came back. So now I started my radiation. So I had to do 6 weeks of radiation. So my last day of radiation will be April 18th.
Gotcha.
So
And
that's my
all,
story.
all the thoughts and prayers to you and your
Thank you.
family as you go through this. And, as you talk about your struggle, what you have to go through, I'm sure you've seen the Tiffany Cares Foundation, where, 2 years ago when she talked about this, she was able to be really, she was very vocal about it. She had a Facebook, she had a Facebook, she had a website. She did the Springfield, march, if you want to call it, very vocal about it. But now, as you've seen, I'm sure you've seen it, her talking to Roland Martin with this, talking to Angela Lee, where she's basically trying to separate herself from it. I'm just a face. I don't have anything to do with it. When you go back that whole situation, and
I was there at one of the meetings when she boasted about it. So how dare she say that she's only the face when she said that she started Tiffany Henyard Cares? Like, how you now step away from it when you're on video saying that you started it? That shows that you having a personality change, because you're on camera. How can you now say that you didn't start it when you're on camera saying that you started it? Like that.
It's a little weird. It's a disconnect. It's a huge
disconnect. Any intelligent person would know that if you're on camera, you're caught. You said that on camera, and you're the mayor. You're the mayor and the supervisor. You're our leader, and you're a liar. And then you using cancer patients. Hello, I'm a cancer patient. Where's my money? You took money for cancer patients.
Have you noticed anyone being helped by this foundation? Anybody?
No,
when she talked about it's wigs, it's so nothing. No one. I mean, obviously she didn't help you.
Because I gotta have a wig. Hello, I'm about to lose my hair. I'm in my second week of treatment. My hair's about to fall off. It's already thinning. I got a wig on now. It's about to fall out. My real hair's falling out. It's embarrassing. So I have to wear a wig. I can't have sunlight on my head because of my radiation. So I have to wear a headband wig every day because my hair is going to fall out. If I have sun on my head, guess what? My skin is going to alter. That's why my eyesight is going bad. That's why I have to have lights around the room, because I can't see really well in the sun because of my tumors. So I'm disabled behind my tumors. So how dare you have a cancer foundation for cancer patients when I'm a cancer patient and a Dolton resident and a township taxpayer, and you not helping me, but you steal my money. And then my own non-for-profit that I funded in August that I'm trying to raise money for my own tumor awareness that I'm funded out of the kindness of my heart that I can't get taxpayers to spend money on. But
you know what? But let's talk about
cancer.
It. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about a real cancer foundation, a cancer charity. Tell me about yours, because at this point, I've talked to you. I've talked to many people. No one knows. The only person that seemed to benefit from that foundation of Tiffany Henyard was Tiffany Henyard and the people those people that's involved. So
Tiffany Henyard, Kamal Woods, and everybody else on that foundation. Yeah.
Right. But tell me about yours. Tell me what you're doing. And you had a basketball tournament. So tell me about what's going on. Hopefully, if you have a link, we'll put it in the description when we put this out. But tell me about what you're doing.
Okay, so my non-for-profit is called Your Favorite Survivor, Tumor Awareness. I started this nonprofit back in August of 23. My goal is for research and development for tumor awareness, because the problem with tumor and cancer is tumors. That's how it starts. The difference between the making it cancer is if it's going into your bloodstream, right? So cancer is just basically when people say they have cancer, as if it's spreading through their blood, that means that if it's fatal, poisonous, or not. So mine is not poisonous because mine is just in one section. So with me having radiation treatment, hopefully mine won't come back and start spreading, right? But if it comes back and starts spreading through my blood, then it can become fatal. So right now, mine is in one spot, and the radiation, hopefully it won't return. But if it returns and starts spreading, then it becomes cancerous. Right now, mine is benign. So a lot of people that I've known within the last year have had tumors pop up, and either they're cancerous or non-cancerous. So my thing is they've been misdiagnosed. A lot of cancerous patients have been misdiagnosed, and they have to have emergency surgeries. And the thing about it is they're misdiagnosed because a lot of hospitals just don't want to give them MRIs. The reason a lot of hospitals don't want to give you MRIs is because the insurance companies are not giving you the approvals, or they're not.
Are they expensive? I mean, I'm
they
totally
are
ignorant, but
expensive.
they're very expensive.
They are
yeah.
very expensive. They are very expensive, and it's hard to get the approvals because I've had so many MRIs and CT scans, and when it's time for my appointment, it's like sometimes it's like jumping through a hoop to get the doctors or the insurance companies to approve the CAT scan, and it's like the doctor have to like reword and like write damn near a thesis for them to like approve it. And it's like certain doctors, like if they don't know the verbiage, they won't approve it. And it's like, why do they have to go through so many hoops to get you one test? You understand what I'm saying?
And it could be
It's
life
like
changing, if life saving, if you get that
it's life
test.
saving. So why do you have to go through so many hoops to get a test? It should, and if the machines are available in the hospital, why is it so hard to be able to use them? When in other countries they can get MRIs and CAT scans with no problem. Why can't you get that here? It's like, what is the problem? And it's like so many people are losing their lives because of a simple machine. And it's like what can we do to help make this easier? It should be some kind of way where we can get diagnosed quicker. And it's like, how? And it's like, I know too many people that have had surgeries this year from being misdiagnosed, and then they was diagnosed and now they had to have surgeries because of their tumors. And it's like, it's heartbreaking to me because they're people that are close to me and that I know, and I don't want this to happening to people. So that's the purpose of I don't know what I can do, but if I can help one person, it's better than not being able to help at all. So that's just my passion and my goal. Outside of helping Dolton, I want to help others too. So that's what I'm
Gotcha.
trying to do.
And all information that you have, we'll definitely put it in the description box below. But so
and the tournament, the
tournament,
the 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Cooper's Park, August 31st. I got to park the full day. I already paid for it in full in advance. It's already been paid for. It's gonna be for 21 and up. Anybody that wants to play, you can hit my inbox, and we will get the pricing together soon. Once I finish my recovery, then I'll put all that information out there. But if y'all are interested in playing 21 and up, hit me up, and then I'll get that together for y'all. Thank you.
Awesome. Gotcha. So at the last board meeting that we all saw, we all were witnessing, when I saw it, I think I was streaming it, and we saw the first resident that was able to speak to Tiffany Henyard and her crew, and it was you. And you had a very passionate, I think you kind of led the charge where we knew that this meeting was going to be a little different. The residents would come in with like, it's like back with a vengeance. They were come in, and you kind of started it all. But the problem was, just like every other board meeting that I have seen so far, as more people are checking it out, the audio doesn't work. We're sitting there, we're typing in the Village of Dolton YouTube channel, talk in the chat, can't hear, and it's always a big problem where at this point technology is very simple. It's not that complicated to set things up like this. So we had you were talking.
Thank you.
We didn't hear all of what you wanted to say. So tell me, like, you said you're going through surgeries, you're going through, you say you have your wheelchair, you're going through all this to go there to say what you want to say. This is your opportunity to tell us exactly what you wanted to say to Tiffany, to Keith Freeman, without any kind of interruptions or problems with the audio.
Okay, so hey Tiffany, hey Keith. Okay, so when I was interrupted, this is what I would like to say. It seems like everything in life is all related to my illness, and it seems like my illness stems from COVID. My opinion, when I got the COVID shot, that's when my life took a downward spiral. Jason asked me to help with his campaign with Tiffany Henyard. She had a goal to bridge all of the communities together, and her vision was unity, and through that, she had 8 years as a trustee. And we trusted her vision and her goals, and we ran with that. And that she learned my skill set, and she knew that I was a resident. So therefore, it was a no-brainer that she would ask me to be her HR, because Dolton didn't have an HR in over 2 years. How would I know that unless something that she would have told me? Again, that's because she offered me the position. Fast forward, Tiffany started office. We noticed right away that she was not being transparent. She was spending lots of money and not providing receipts. She was spending without permission, not asking for permission to spend money. That was an issue. You have to get approval. Anyway, Tiffany now has done so much. She's finally called. So after all the fighting that we've done, people are finally getting to see the type of person she really is. And it's sad, the abuse and neglect that she went through to have to get this to this point. And it really hurts that people are trying to jump on the bandwagon and take credit when they are not deserving of it. Because at some point was a fan of hers, has resident care about community, and we don't want our community to fail and for the public to see us as a joke, and that's not what we are. We have to change that. We need real leadership. I shouldn't have to walk to the park district, and I'm disabled, so I had to walk to the park district, and it was a long walk. And because when we had our board meeting that she canceled, the trustees had to have their own board meeting at the park district. And even though I got a ride there, it was still a long walk to that park district because we couldn't use the village hall, and that was unacceptable. And even when we went to the board meeting at the village hall, I just want to say that Tiffany, y'all was bogus for having that police car parked in front of the village hall, because not only did he not move his car for me, he had the sidewalk blocked as to where I had to walk around his car with my walker, and they didn't even bother to help me or anything or move out the way. I just had to go and walk around, and that's so unprofessional. But anyway, back to my story. I should be able to use the village hall because I pay taxes, and we shouldn't have to beg for receipts from the village administrator. Keith Freeman, he should have been fired a long time ago. The things that Tiffany have done is unacceptable, and I'm asking today that she take the proper route and retire and resign as the mayor of Dolton and save our city, because we as residents have put on for our city, and we are tired of her, and we want her gone, and especially Andrew Holmes. Get out of here, and good riddance to both of y'all. And Keith Freeman, get out of here, because y'all all need to be in jail, period. Point blank.
I hear that. I'm sure she'll be checking it out. I'm sure she'll be watching. She watches a lot of that because a lot of her responses to certain things is based on what people have said. So I think she'll definitely
Rebecca and Rebecca and Beth. I know she heard my story when I was talking about how we was the first family over there, because that's when she came up with her story about her two white friends. And did you ever hear her talking? Because I listened to her interviews.
Yeah, I think she said it to the Angela Lee interview where
Angela Lee,
trying to
who them two girls. Tell her to respond to that. Tell her show receipts. Show receipts. Show who them two is. Tell her to tag them in her post.
Those receipts.
No, she ain't got those receipts. No. Tell her she lying.
A pattern of not telling the truth, where it's so hard to keep up the lies, right? It's hard to keep up lies when you have so many
receipts. Tell us, tag them in our post, because she ain't never showed no white friends ever. So tag them in the post.
I hear that.
And that's white, so tag them in the post.
Yeah, tag your friends, right? But I think what do you think is going to happen? I mean, this is last question. What do you think is going to happen with Tiffany Henyard? I know there was some reports of her being arrested. It hasn't happened yet, but what do you think is going to happen? Do you think she's going to quit, or you think she's only going to leave if she's in handcuffs?
No, she's not going to quit because she's stupid. She's not going to quit. She don't have common sense, and she's very ornery. She's stubborn. Her parents didn't raise her right. She's not going to quit. Unfortunately, I don't know what her parents didn't raise her right. It's a shame, and she's not a good mother figure. I feel sorry for her daughter. I'm sorry. She's not raising her daughter properly. It's unfortunate, because
so most likely you think she's gonna be probably arrested or complete the term and maybe lose the next. Yeah,
she's definitely gonna lose, because I'm gonna go hard for Jason House for mayor. Jason House for mayor.
Definitely
going hard for my brother.
Well, Vivian, I appreciate this interview. I hope that your mission goes through. I hope that you got a powerful fight. You got a lot. I'm sure you have tons of support. We all fighting for you. Cancer sucks. It is, it sucks. But we need to come together, the community. We need to come together, to do that, and also to hold people accountable who are using or trying to exploit these type of things for money. It's not right. It's not cool. So we're gonna keep the pressure on. I'm sure you will as well. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you for sharing your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
stage my story through felt and with the pain and struggle is a testament of resilience and unwavering determination to fight for what is right, and let us stand united in the pursuit of justice, ensuring that our voices are heard and the struggles are acknowledged. And thank you for standing by me in this journey. Together, we will reclaim our city and pave the way for a brighter, more incredible future. Tiffany, you do not stand for my kid, and you do not stand for me. I helped you in this fight. You lied. You lied to us as residents. You do not stand for me. And I want you to step down as mayor today and save our village from this deficit that you have caused, because something is definitely wrong with you. And that mental illness bill that you want to pass, you need to get yourself checked.